Your basement smells of
It was fine.
fruity air fresheners.
Hey everybody, you are tuned in to the Check Engine Podcast. It's the only podcast produced by three winners of IMSA's Spirit of the Race Award. My name is Nick. Seated with me, as per usual, is our creative director and writer, Andrew, and our producer, tech advisor, Tristan. Guys, what's going on?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just tired. It was a long week. Anyone else? Long week for me.
I had the holiday in the middle, and work was a ghost town. I am ready for the first real weekend I've had in a long time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. He's looking at a Saturday
And a Sunday.
Oh,
2 days off in a row.
That's a
Without cramming the tail end of school into, that was the last one.
Oh,
was all sorts of schoolwork, and I had to worry about that. This time, it's all good. This weekend, the weekend is here.
You're going to live.
For the first
You
time
are going to live.
in years.
And when we say live, you are going to live.
That's right.
Indeed.
For sure.
Oh, man.
Great news, man. That's awesome.
I'm happy.
Congrats.
Very
That is
happy.
awesome. So, we're not a professional podcast. We don't work for any car companies or automotive magazines or race teams or anything like that. We're just we're three guys who love to talk about cars, talk about motoring, talk about racing, and we want to share some of these conversations with you. We've had them already with our countless road trips or at racetracks or in garages or in bars or anything like that, but we want to have these conversations and these discussions with you. So, to be part of this discussion, best to start by going to checkenginepodcast.com. That'll give you links to all of our socials. It'll give you links to all of the episodes that are currently out there being streamed, including at anchor.fm, which is our home base, anchor.fm/checkenginepodcast. You can reach out to us there via direct email, inbox@checkenginepodcast.com, or any one of us individually, Nick, Tristan, or Andrew at checkenginepodcast.com. Guys, what's the topic for tonight? We're not going to be a car podcast tonight, per se, are we?
Not really. We're going to be a little music podcast. We're going to be putting together a little road trip playlist. And, you know, all of us really like music. All of us perform music in some way. Well, we did in college. And Nick, you got your guitar and rock out all the time.
Well, see, perform is a little bit of a, that's a reach. I play when I'm here by myself. I don't necessarily play in front of people.
All right. But, well, anyways, we all love music. We're all really into it. So I think we're going to come back to this music thing a couple times. But tonight, we are building the ultimate road trip playlist. And this is something that we're going to use the next time we go on a road trip. Or probably next time we go to Road America. We're gonna actually make this and use it. And
this is going to be our real playlist.
Yeah.
And we're going to see... We'll report back to see what the mood actually was in the car by the time it finished.
Exactly.
Did this actually work or not?
Yeah, and when Nick was talking about engagement by checking us out on socials and visiting our website, we're going to post all these to various streaming services if all the songs are available. Obviously, I think we don't have accounts for the podcast, so you'll probably see it coming from some of our personal ones as far as music streaming services go. But we will have copies of this playlist on, as far as I know now, Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play Music, and YouTube. So it's more or less complete depending on various licensing, but we'll have it out there so you guys can listen to it and let us know what you think. Let us know what you want to add.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, what are your best road trip songs? Feel free to reach out. Yeah, once this episode airs, be sure to go looking at those specific spots to see our the Check Engine Podcast road trip playlist. Before we get into that, though, should probably start with a pace lap or two like we always do. Andrew, I think you had something... You have something prepared.
I do. It actually happened after I listened to our last episode. Well, the last episode we recorded, which was about the Corvette, and this will come out after that. We record ahead a little, but
No spoilers here. It's all okay.
it's about the Corvette.
By the time you hear this, you've already heard that one.
Right.
So,
Which, by the way, I think was a really good episode. If you guys, have you both listened to it?
I have.
It was really good. I think we did really well on that one. Anyways,
anywho.
I accidentally read a Motor Trend while I was at the waiting for a
I
haircut.
meant to read a time and I accidentally read a Motor Trend.
Well, normally I just page through them, and this one was the cover article was something I definitely wouldn't normally read. It's the annual stupid overhyped battle they do between the Camaro and the Mustang, and so I accidentally read some of it, and this goes.
It was just this one time by accident.
Yeah, it was. Don't judge me.
It'll never happen again, he promises.
But as I was idly flipping through, I landed on the page where they're talking about the two cars on a track, and the track they're referencing is called Streets of Willow. Does anyone?
Yeah, it's the Willow Springs Street Course. Right?
In, I think it's California, right?
Yep.
Is Willow Springs? Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's on Willow Springs, and they took the two to the track and they were racing them. So the Ford laid down a 1:23.97.
Sure.
Okay.
I know not enough about that.
They say that's a good time. 0.24 of a second off an M4.
Okay.
The only problem is the Camaro, the SS 1LE. So there's one or two packages faster.
Yeah, you got the full, like the SS.
SS.
And then there's the GT4? No.
The ZL1
ZL1.
Z01.
is the fullest track package.
Yeah, so this is the third from the top. The 1LE laid down a 120.67.
Whoa.
So it smoked it and the M4.
But that's not it. It also went faster then. A Porsche Cayman GT4, an Audi R8 V10, and a 458 Italia. So
Same track.
So this validates me personally.
it does, and here's one more thing. Not even with so with those two cars, they wouldn't even be able to race together because the Camaro is so much faster. Another utterly amazing fact I found: it's the second fastest car they've ever lapped there, only behind a GTR. And the distance between those two cars, a GTR was 1.6 seconds faster.
Whoa.
That's it. This isn't even the fastest Camaro. That is a sick car.
I wonder.
Yeah.
What I'd be curious to see is actually if the
It doesn't look great, but it's an amazing car.
If the faster cars don't perform as well on that track,
could
I
be.
would wonder. I'd like
Just
to see,
too much power to wrangle in a short space.
I would like to see what the SS and the ZL1 can do with that track.
It could be, but either way, I was completely blown away, and I thought, oh my gosh, if anything, accidentally reading this magazine gave us a little more clarity. I think they may be at the point, Chevy might be at the point, where they are switching the Corvette because they accidentally let a
Camaro.
really fast car sneak through and went, oh wait, we didn't die. You know that thing where like you go on a roller coaster if you're really scared and like, oh, actually I didn't die.
Oh, we're okay.
That was fun.
This could actually be fun. Yeah.
Hey, we're okay.
So I don't know. That kind of just blew my mind. I was like, wow, it isn't just talk. It isn't just shop talk. Oh, the new Camaro's really good. The new Camaro's looks fast. It's good on a track and all the stuff that you see on forums. It's a seriously quick car.
It's got numbers to back it up.
Yeah, I was blown away.
That was kind of what we said on that episode, which has now aired by the time you're hearing us now. Designing that Camaro, they shot through the Mustang
And hit the Corvette.
by accident.
Yeah.
Really through it. They
Like
smoked.
Those engineers are like, yeah,
I don't know. That was oddly the Corvette wasn't on that list, but I really want to know if you put the Corvette on that same track.
If Tristan's point is valid, where the marketing people at GM can't let the Corvette be second best in their portfolio, I wonder if when Chevy people found out about this, they kind of went to Motor Trend and be like, hey, would it be cool if you guys just not put the Corvette's time on there?
You know what? I mean, it's not like they haven't driven a Corvette, right?
They have to have.
Yeah.
The only thing is that for whatever reason they haven't driven the Corvette at that particular circuit.
Yeah, that could be too.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, obviously Motor Trend has driven plenty of Corvettes.
No, I'd have to imagine.
They have Corvettes coming out their eyeballs at that office probably.
So interesting. And the list of cars that Camaro's faster than is
Most impressive.
horrifying, frankly, because that car's $46,000.
Yeah.
And it was faster than a 458 on this one, on this one track, blah, 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 disclaimers apply.
But still, that means it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on where you go.
Yeah.
Madness.
Good job, GM, on the Camaro.
I-
I'm still not a fan of the looks, but you made a proper
looks
beast
are,
of a car.
Looks are... I don't ever fault anybody for saying, I don't like the way that car looks. I think there's some times where you can say, like, really? Okay, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
It doesn't affect the performance, though.
No, it doesn't. And
Obviously.
for example, I'm on the entire other end of the spectrum. I really enjoy the way the new Camaro looks.
Strongly agree.
And this now makes me think that I could actually like the way it drives.
It seems
I'm-
like everyone would.
It's a real struggle for me to not want to go buy one of the V6 ones.
Yeah. Anyways, anyone else got anything?
That's a good topic. I like that. Neat car news. Trying to rack my brain.
I have one. I would just like to give a shout out to what's the name of the biggest Cadillac sedan they make? CT
CTS.
something? CT.
S?
I don't even know.
CT6.
CT6.
Sure.
It doesn't matter. Just biggest shout out to the guy who was on the way over on the freeway. I was behind a guy in an an SI. And we were driving along and both took the Delafield exit. And there was this guy behind us in the Cadillac just trying to eat us all the way in the freeways. We were doing an appropriate speed, I must say. Well above the speed limit. So we took the Delafield exit. He wasn't behind us anymore. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? He took the same off ramp. But remember, it's not how fast your car can go; it's how fast you're willing to drive your car.
Yeah.
And I gotta say that following behind the SI, that's a neat little car to drive with. That's a fun car.
Did you have to work to keep up with it? Yeah.
That guy, he knew his business for sure.
It's always fun finding other people you don't know to drive with.
I know, I love it.
When it's not
kind of random encounters.
Not necessarily like a competition. You're not
No.
racing. You're like, I don't know you, but we're gonna drive together.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite parts about coming back from college. Several times we picked up packs of really fun cars all going down the
Yeah.
interstate, and it's really fun. So
One of them usually has a fuzzbuster.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Usually the most expensive one with the most aerodynamics, because
Yes.
they look like they're going to be fast, so they get pulled over first.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, never owning a car that even had a modicum of performance, being able to do stuff like that now is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So remember, if you're driving that Cadillac, it probably could have taken the corner too, but he got scared. It's a tightening radius exit ramp,
Yeah.
that one. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Fun stuff, man. Random freeway driving partners are always a good time. Mm-hmm. Let's get into this, huh?
Yeah,
Let's talk some tunes, man.
Well, I think if we didn't fully explain it, the whole idea was we are each bringing a number. We initially said 4 to 5, but that
No one could narrow it down.
No, and if there's one thing I've learned from all of the podcasts I listen to, top 10s are never top 10s. Top 5 places to go do whatever, it's always 6 or 7. So we have some music for you.
But we are building this list collaboratively, so we're bringing these to the group, and we tried not to get any crossover. We checked artists to make sure that there wasn't any significant clashing there, but we're building this for a unit, or as a unit, and then we're going to test drive it out after that, right?
Yeah.
All right.
That's the idea. And are we going to do this where one person go through their entire list, or are we going to go one for one round table?
I think we got to round table it.
We got to round table it? All right.
Because that way it gives the other people
A chance to look at their list.
to scramble if you name something.
if you name my whole list, I'll be like, well, yep, that was all my music, so next. So we'll have to round table it.
All right. So who wants to... I'll kick this one off.
Yeah, you start.
I'll kick this one off because the song that I'm going to present first is, I think, the song that should go number 1 on the list.
Wow.
Is the opening track to our soundtrack.
So the first thing you hear on the road trip should be this.
Should be this. We turn the car on.
Bluetooth picks up your phone, and this begins playing.
Boom.
Okay.
So it's a song called Call Me the Breeze.
Never heard of it.
Right. That's why I'm bringing it up. It's great. Well, let me back up just a sec, and I'm going to talk about the criteria I use for picking this.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, definitely.
So when I chose my songs, I was doing literally is something to do with driving or traveling in the title or the lyrics.
Okay.
If there is some sort of a riff or a beat that is either like upbeat, makes you kind of get that mood to roll down your windows and drive fast, or it just has like a driving rhythm to it. And then the other thing, which I'll get to as we kind of roll through this, a lot of times, especially on a longer road trip, it depends on your mood. So
Yes.
I have songs, or is it late at night? Is it early in the morning? Are you tired? Are you not? Are you excited? So depending on the mood that you're in, the type of song you want to listen to. So depending on what I would want to listen to if I'm in a real chill mood, or what I want to listen to if I want to just stay awake on the 3 a.m. shift. Mm-hmm. So all of that kind of goes into what I picked. So this song here has a little bit of both the traveling in the title, or traveling in the lyrics, and the song was originally by like a Texas bluesman named J.J. Cale, but it has been covered by a bunch of different people. John Mayer does like an acoustic cover of it. The one I want to bring to the table is the Lynyrd Skynyrd version, because they take this song and with their full ensemble. How big was the Lynyrd Skynyrd band? Like 7,
You're
8
asking
different.
the wrong guy.
I mean, like 3 guitars, keyboards. I mean, they had a legit full band.
Sure.
And they pick the tempo up. They speed it up, and it, like, anytime I hear it, like, even if I hear it in my house, I just want to get in the car and drive somewhere.
So wait,
I just want to go to the store or something just to get in the car and hear that song in a car.
So does this song specifically then talk about cars, or just about traveling?
It's about traveling. It's They Call Me the Breeze, I Keep Rolling Down the Road. Just a blues song, so it repeats a lot of the same lyrics like a blues riff does.
Sure.
Or a blues verse does. But yeah, it is about a traveler. He's not staying in one place. He's like they call him the breeze because the breeze always moves. It never sits in one.
Sure.
It never sits in one place. So that's my first pick. Call Me the Breeze, originally by J.J. Cale, but the version I want is the Lynyrd Skynyrd cover.
All right.
Sounds good.
Next.
I actually, at the top of my list, I put the first song too, but I looked at this differently because obviously building this as a collaborative list, I wouldn't just pick music that I like because nobody else likes the music that I like. It's just the nature of liking rap, I guess, in this area. Just no one likes the music I like. But I also like a lot of other stuff. So the first one that I go to for road trips, and this is the first one that I'll do for like other traveling playlists, not necessarily road trips, but it's Jet Airliner.
Oh,
Steve Miller Band. I mean, as a first song, as a kickoff, you can't top that.
well, before you say that, you've got at some point you got to listen to the Skinner version of "Call Me the Breeze."
all right.
But yes,
But I mean-
fantastic pick.
Yeah. What else? What else can I say about that song? If you don't know it, how are you alive? Everyone knows that song, right?
Yeah,
I would
we
hope
actually in high school, like your basketball teams, when you warm up, you have the warm up music, and everybody, because it's basketball, normally does hip hop.
Of course.
We decided to be different, and we warmed up to Steve Miller's Greatest Hits
That's a great album.
because small town white boys, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Upper middle class small town white dudes. But we got in trouble because apparently it was my disc. I brought it in to play.
Oh.
And that's not why we got in trouble, but the version I brought in was unedited.
Yeah, the funky shit going down in
So
the
we
city.
played Jet Airliner as we were warming up, and he talked about the funky shit going down in the city, and parents just lost their shit. Exactly. So we did it one time, and then Steve Miller said shit in Jet Airliner. We couldn't do it no more.
That's pretty funny, actually. Oh, but another big thing on my list, it has to be a song that's singable.
Yes.
I mean, on my list.
Oh, you
on
can
my
sing
road
"Call
trip
Me the
playlist.
Breeze." I guarantee.
I'm just saying that's one of the main things. So not necessarily out of my personal favorite pool of music, and something singable, generally something that everyone knows as well. Is usually, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, mine were being specifically road trip music, overall, there's a heavy car or traveling theme, but it's not exclusive. A lot of the same criteria, Andrew, that you had, where singable, a lot of people are going to like it. It's easy to play the second seat DJ with music that everybody knows and likes and everything. So it's
Sure.
I have some of my own personal favorites that I would listen to alone in the car, but these are some that I think are going to be more group appropriate, easy to listen to, things like that. So my first one is going to be the one that may actually end up kind of being the most out there. I think we're all going to know it, but I think not necessarily everybody would, because of it's "Cool the Engines" by Boston, which is, we all know that song,
Of course.
Yes, everybody knows that. Well, we all know that.
Right,
song.
and I think that if you don't have an emphasis on 80s rock, a lot of other people are not.
I have an emphasis in 80s rock.
Like they're gonna know, like other people are gonna know some of their really big stuff.
Yeah.
And this is a popular song of theirs, but for people who already like the rest of Boston.
You think? I always pictured that as being like song 3 and they're most popular.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I had never heard it until my dad showed it to me. So, but the for me, it's the lyric that gets me is, we don't have to run that hard to get where we can't go.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And it kind of serves as a reminder that I'm always in a hurry on a road trip.
Oh, you're right. It's on their top 5.
Yeah. See,
on Spotify.
So
wow, More Than a Feeling, 182 million plays.
yeah.
So Boston has earned about $9 from that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right? Boom.
Aw.
Anyway, so
Just saying.
It's kind of serves as a reminder for when I'm on a road trip, you will get there eventually, slow down. You don't
Enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoy the road trip. So it's exciting. It pumps you up. Like very singable, and at least for me. And
Because you can hit those notes.
yeah, but
Kilted tenor over there.
yeah, that's me. But it's something that it kind of pumps you up, exciting, good driving rock that also kind of has a message for you when you're starting your road trip.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
That's a great pick.
Yeah. I promise I think that this won't just turn into the classic rock hour.
No, I've got a lot.
3 most washed
I make no
30-year-olds in the
promises.
planet.
No, it won't, because I've got classic rock, but I've got a couple other ones here for you too.
Okay.
So, including this next one. So this is from a modern artist, and this is when I was talking about the moods that you kind of want to get into. This is a very chill song. So, this is when you're kind of midday, you're really not in any hurry, and for me, is if either the weather's really nice and or there's some great scenery going on, driving through a nice mountain pass or like near a large body of water, like or something you can just kind of escape to. Mm-hmm. So no drums in this. It is an acoustic based song from John Mayer. It's called Badge and Gun. Again, the title doesn't say it, but it's a song he wrote it about not being able to sit still in one place. Mm-hmm. He needs to be out in the road. It goes something like, give me a badge and gun, give me the road that I may run, give me that peaceful wandering free I used to know. This house is safe and warm, but I was meant to chase the storm, taking the whole world on with big ol' empty arms. Like, it's just, he needs to be out there, traveling around, seeing things. He just can't sit in one spot.
No notes on those lyrics, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. That was just off the dome.
Yeah, that was I really love this song.
Yeah. No, that's impressive, man.
Yeah. So that's my second one, and that is you're in the middle of it. You got something cool to look at out the window. Obviously, pay attention to the road, but you're just kind of in that almost like a trance space.
Soak it all in.
Soaking it all in. Badge and Gun would be my pick from John Mayer.
Okay, I kind of like that. Stay in that same groove. I got a song for that, but because I'm depressive, my zoning out song.
Mine goodness, that got dark.
No, well, it does. This gets even darker.
Yes.
My zoning out song would be Operator. Jim Croce's only hits.
I think he's got a few.
No,
He's got more than that one.
But he only can have one greatest hits album.
That's true. He only has one album's worth.
Exactly. No, but Operator, maybe the best love song of all time, maybe the best heartbreak song of all time. It's so amazing. And again, if this is a song you don't know, what are you doing out there? But
Hey, everybody,
it's such
get
a
your
great
shit
song.
together.
Such a great melody, such amazing, well-crafted lyrics. He's one of those rare lyricists that it feels like a conversation that you're just overhearing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And in the same vein, it's performed with a very genuine sense of emotion.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Isn't that the way they say it goes? It's just like
Yep.
very flowing and very organic. It's really, really good. And that's a song that I often play on the sunny days, on the nice days, just because I just like the way it sounds. Yes, it is a sad song. It doesn't make me feel sad.
I think a lot of time, even with a sad song, it doesn't make you feel sad, but sometimes happy songs feel fake.
Yeah.
A sad song will hit you because it just feels realer. Because at some point you felt that same way.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, and I totally see where you're coming from. I listen to a bunch of sad songs too, just because I like the songs. It's not like I want to cut myself later or anything like that. It's
Right.
just,
No, it's just, they're real. I love that song. I could never build a road trip playlist without that one.
Fair. Mine.
I haven't had a problem with any song selection so
No.
far. This has been relatively smooth.
Yeah, it's been good so far.
I'm getting
surprised.
scared. I'm wondering when it's going to go off the rails.
Mine's going to be a little bit of a transition because the song itself transitions from starts really mellow and then ends kind of up tempo again.
Shipping up to Boston?
That starts up tempo and stays up tempo.
Up-tempo, yeah,
forever.
that's up-tempo.
That's the one song I know that you know.
No, it's actually Black Water by the Doobie Brothers.
Ooh, that's
So
a
it
good
starts
one.
off smooth, talking about the keep on keep
so
on rolling,
washed
right?
up,
Yeah, dude,
yeah.
totally.
That's great.
And then it turns into the here's some funky Dixieland at the end.
That song is so great.
So
a really good song.
So I said it's kind of my when I'm not really sure how I feel in the middle of the day. Am I starting to need the second bit of caffeine, or am I going to chill out on a road trip and I don't really know? That one will serve both purposes.
Good choice. Good choice. My third choice, now this is going to be the exact opposite of what I just said. I'm taking it in a different direction here because a lot of times, especially on a longer road trip, you might get the first shift that's super early in the morning or a graveyard shift that's, you're going midnight 1, 2 a.m., your buddies are asleep, it's black, you can't see anything, you just got the line to look at, and caffeine and Red Bull and that kind of stuff can only go so far because there's going to be a crash. So I need something at that point to keep me awake. And we've mentioned classic rock and chill stuff. A majority of my playlists are all heavier music. I'm a hard rock guy. So this is the time, even though if I don't turn it up loud to wake up, the people in the car.
Right.
The music is it's fast enough, or the beat is syncopated enough, or something like that it keeps my brain interested.
A little bit of a pump up.
Yeah, it's a pump up. And there's no better band to pump up on a road trip than Seven Dust. One of the best hard rock acts ever. I'm pumped up. In 2 days from recording this, I'm going to be seeing them at the local music festival. It'll be my 13th Seven Dust show.
At Summerfest?
They're closing Summerfest. They're headlining the last night. Huh?
We can say Summerfest.
Yeah,
Well,
let
local
that
music
permission.
festival. If you don't live in Wisconsin, it's called Summerfest. It's in Milwaukee.
I feel like people, if we can go off topic, I feel like
Is
people
it
know
really off
about
topic?
Summerfest.
We're talking about music.
Yeah, I feel like people know Summerfest, don't they? Or is it really local?
I don't know. Hey, if you don't know what Summerfest is, let us know and we'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, and how'd you find this podcast? Because you're clearly not from Wisconsin.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you don't know, because I looked at some of those metrics from the Facebooks and stuff, and there's people listening from well outside Wisconsin. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
But
Yeah,
so
be
if
curious.
you are some of those people from the outreaches of the country, Summerfest is a 2-week music festival, roughly, in Milwaukee on the lakefront.
And they call it the biggest music festival.
In the world.
Yeah, the world's largest music festival.
There's like 800,000 people through the gates in 12 days or something like that.
It is an incredible thing to witness
Yeah.
because it's just all along the stretch of lakefront, stages back to back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah, and you pay $15 and you get 11 free stages from noon to midnight. Just wander around and listen to tunes.
It's awesome.
Anyway,
Yeah.
back on topic. I'm going to see Seven Dust there in 2 nights, and they've got 2 songs that I can really go either or. These guys can listen to them both and choose which one they want on the on the playlist because I'm good with either of them.
All right.
First one is called Praise, and the reason I picked that one is because it has the best driving beat I have ever heard in a band. This band was founded by the drummer, which is rare. The drummers normally don't start the band; they join the band. So
Unless it's Genesis.
unless it's Genesis,
Yes.
I said normally.
Right, I know.
Why?
I was
Whatever.
just trying to think of the other ones I could figure out.
You're just trying to think of a way to not be cool about this.
We're so old, man.
Yeah.
So anyway, drummer founded the band, and he recruited 2 other drummers to play guitar.
Oh my god.
So the entire thing it's very rhythmic and very pulsating. And you guys look it up, everybody. You two can listen on your own time, but when you look up Praise by Seven Dust, you'll see what I mean by the beat. And the other song is called Driven. We're in the car, we're on a road trip.
Sure.
And it's heavy, it's quick, it's abrasive, it's called Driven. Good match. That's my number 3 pick.
Ooh, let's see. Do I go with a driving song, or maybe I'll go with this. Actually, this showed up on the list because the last time we were on a road trip and we had the backseat DJ straight up with Tristan.
We did.
in the back, dishing out the tunes.
Well, not straight up, he was sitting down.
Well, that's true.
I was practically laying down.
But Nick, we were talking about post Led Zeppelin Robert Plant, and we were talking specifically about how I like Manic Nirvana, and you think it's garbage, but it's not because it's great. And this song is off of Manic Nirvana. Your Ma Said You Cried in Your Sleep Last Night, Robert Plant version.
Okay, first off, song title way too long.
Well, it's a song that's been around since forever. If you look up Your Ma Said You Cried in Your Sleep Last Night, it was probably originally from the 50s or something like
Sure.
that. So this is the 90s, 1994 this came out, so the 90s pop rock version of that song.
Ooh.
It is a thing to behold with your ears. It's so 90s.
It's a thing to ear hold.
Yes, it's so unbelievably of its own time that what
I mean, is it like Hanson style, like pop, or
It is
what do you?
So it's not grunge and it's not the super upbeat pop. It's the middle of the road 90s rock kind of sound that ended up in bands like Jimmy Eat World.
Oh, okay.
But it's like so it's
They got a couple of good driving songs.
it was a moment, you know what I mean? Like this 90s music was a moment and then it just kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
And it's so emblematic of that with the voice of Robert Plant, obviously, the maybe one of the most well-known voices in the world over these very, very 90s tracks. It's so bizarre. I love it.
So
And
it's not grunge, but it's not pop. So it's like they're playing pop, but they're still wearing flannel and staring at the ground.
absolutely 100%.
Okay.
That was the album cover is Robert Plant's gorgeous mane and like outline in 3 colors, like
I've seen that cover.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
and
Okay.
the whole album is that cover as music.
An audio representation.
that whole album is poorly timed Technicolor of music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically. No, it's so great, and I just love it so much that it had to go on this list. I'll change your mind on that yet, Nick.
Well, we have another road trip coming up, so I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
speaking to, I'm trying to find, it's kind of like that game where like someone chooses a word and you have to choose the word, the word you choose has to start with like the last letter of the one before it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm playing this. I'm trying to find a way to link all the songs as we go. So talk about a thing most definitely of its time and all the better for it. My choice is Cars by Gary Newman. Yep. And it's talking about all the wonders of being in your car.
Yeah. You feel safest of all.
Yeah, you can only receive. Andrew would love it. So no, but I think on top of it, it's a fun song.
It is.
It has ties to Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
I'm actually just hearing it in my head. I'm just doing a little bop here.
Yeah. So it's
Plus that synth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Car game. Great synth track.
Oh, yeah.
Song speaking about the wonders of being in your car. And for me, it is a classic driving song and a road trip song. Something that, whether these are going to be the best tracks to, just cruise to or not, whatever. That would happen to be one of them for me, but it's also something that regularly shows up on my, when I'm alone in the car. Mm-hmm. But I think it's also something that would be appeal to a lot of people. It's got a lot of pop culture references to it, everything from video games to Family Guy. So it's
also very true.
Yeah. So it's something that people might recognize even if they don't necessarily know the whole song. So
right.
That's my choice. A period piece.
That's
a period piece, really.
Of course, that's what it is.
Late 20th century American synth pop rock.
Man, that's specific.
I made that up. I don't know if it's a thing or not anyway.
But it could be. The way they divvy up genres nowadays.
Right.
Yeah. Man, that's specific. That just threw me off guard.
I broke him.
Yeah, recover.
I gotta go here. This is my turn.
Yeah.
So when you think about what makes a great song, like one that's gonna stand the test of time, a lot of times it's a hook, right? Mm-hmm. You gotta have a hook. You gotta have something that people can sing or whistle or hum. This song has one of the greatest hooks, and it also happens to be the intro to the song. Might be the best guitar intro ever.
Huh. I wonder if that came through on the recording.
Yeah. There are.
We just. If you didn't hear that, that was a late 4th of July firework.
Yeah, there's a lot of minor explosion going on over there.
Mm-hmm. We might be getting attacked. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Not a lot of people like us. So, yes, might have one of the greatest. Not might. It does have one of the greatest guitar riffs, guitar intros ever. And no, Andrew, I'm not talking about the one played by the guy in the curly hair with the top hat. Because I know how much you love that song. I'm sure you're going to talk all about it. I'm talking about Up Around the Bend from Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Wow, that is not what I expected you to say at all.
That that is just such an upbeat, banging riff at the beginning of that song. It just gets me so fired up anytime I hear it.
CCR has got some jams.
They have a ton of good hits.
We went through that on one road trip. I think we
did.
grabbed the entire Spotify or Apple Music or something. Like
I think that was coming back
like
from
top hits. It was Watkins Glen.
Watkins
Glen. Watkins?
Or Canada.
Yeah, it was Watkins.
It was on the way back
for sure
from a road trip for sure.
I think you're
And
right.
we did like CCR Greatest Hits. And there were a lot of them.
We're like, oh yeah, they did this one too. And
this one too. How about that?
Really good.
Yeah, but that is my next pick, and it's, Up Around the Bend, kind of talking about what you're going to see as you travel. The excitement.
Going up around the bend.
Yeah, the excitement of the unknown, but mainly it's just because of that riff. It's that intro riff. I could just listen to that and not need lyrics.
Yeah, works for me.
That's my pick. That's my number. Was that 4? That's my 4.
Yeah, it's 4th. Oh, man, already. It's going so fast. All right, so hooks. All right, let's talk hooks.
All right, I got that too.
We got hooks, too. We got hooks.
Got hooks for days.
A much more updated song than I think any of my other ones. This is from last year? 2 years ago now? Whenever Drake's and More Life came out. I'm going to pick Free Smoke because that's my pump-up song.
There you go.
And It's an interesting song that neither of you will like, I fully expect. But great driving beat, a very simplistic hook in terms of that. It's just free smoke, free smoke. But it was another moment. That song, when it came out, was so huge. If you just type in, free smoke on YouTube, it's one of those things where there's just 10 million videos of people using that beat to do horrible rapping over. Mm-hmm. Because it was just, the beat itself is so simplistic, but it has such an interesting intro, and it's a song that I really like. I enjoy Drake for what he is. I haven't listened to his new album at all. Not that you guys
don't look at me. I haven't either.
Obviously.
Who?
Yeah, no, you're not fooling anybody. No,
Yeah, I do know who that
no
is.
one has to say who to Drake.
That's true. Even I know who that guy is.
But I like
That'll be
it.
the song that gets the most hits on our playlist, by the way.
It's a good song. It's a good pump up.
It will be because he's paying them. if it's on Spotify.
No, that's true. When his album dropped, it was wow, a lot of Drake on Spotify. You couldn't escape it no matter what.
Yeah.
But no, it's a good song. It's one of my top pump up jams for sure.
All right.
All right,
We got some hip hop in there now.
Yeah, my very tenuous connection. Sadly, you put yours in the middle, so I have to go back to kind of more Nick speed here. We're talking about catchy hooks, driving rhythms, things like that. Mine is "Trying to Grow Up" by the Doobie Brothers.
Oh wow!
It opens up with just this broad guitar chords, just the chunk guitar chords, and one piano note, as far as I can tell, just the ding 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 up at the top, and it's very simple, but it is very catchy. If you know it, you know all the words to it. If you've never heard of it, then you don't know it. If you know it at all, you know the whole thing.
Really? If you know it, then you know the words. That's a very interesting observation.
If you listened, I said if you know of it, you know all of it.
Yeah.
If you don't know it, then obviously you don't know it. But it's one of those that it tells kind of a story, so it's easy to remember the lyrics because it,
if you know the story, you know what's going to come next.
Yeah, so
this is the second Doobie Brothers appearance on your list.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
You just did two Doobs in a row. Well, not in a row.
That sounds weird.
Shut up.
Hey, Doobie Brothers were a good band.
They were. I didn't bring any Three Dog Night tonight, sadly. So.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about them. Ah, missed opportunity.
Oh man. Well, we could have another episode on this, to be real.
Well,
Volume 2.
I think we're gonna have to, not just because for the playlist aspect, but because we're talking about making a road trip playlist, but there's best driving albums, there's best artist. This is all stuff that we can debate.
We can make a Billboard Music Awards show out of this just for
definitely
cars.
could. Maybe we
best
should.
artist, best album.
We should. No one's done that before.
Best new artist.
Yes.
Why not?
We should do it. Okay.
All right. Anyway,
We're giving too much away.
that's a tease.
Nobody
for
take that.
sometime
TM.
later.
Are reserved.
So, is 5 going to be our last round here? Is this going to be the last time round?
Well, see, here's what I was thinking.
If it is, I'm going to cheat.
Well, because we have so many other songs. What are we at for? How are we doing on time? We good?
42 minutes.
Wow, we're pretty short.
We're buzzing through this pretty quick.
That's okay. I think what we should do is do at least one more full round, and then do a lightning round for each person of the songs that you didn't get out there, and just go real quick.
Just list them?
And without much explanation, just list them.
Just rattle them?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I think we all have at least 6 or 7 more than what we've done.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's do another one here.
All right. So, man, this is going to be tough because I got to 3 that I knew I wanted to do, and then the rest I was just waiting to see what you guys said. Mm-hmm. So, and you guys took none of mine, so you didn't help me at all. Thanks.
Nice.
Man. I'm going to change it up here. I'm going to go with an instrumental song.
Wow.
Green Onions from Booker T and the MGs.
Oh my God.
How can you not have that in the car?
That's a really good one.
How can you not have
I
Green
actually
Onions?
have one to match you with.
And that song was actually in the American. Oh my God.
Graffiti?
American Graffiti. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yep.
I almost had an aneurysm.
Synonymous with car culture.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That song no one would know what it is if it wasn't for that movie, to be honest with
On
you.
my list, and I'm low key humiliated.
What's that?
I didn't have it on my list, and now I'm like, oh.
No, it's all right. Everyone has their day. It's okay.
Okay, well, you said you had one that matches Tristan, so you
So
go.
you go this time.
Yes, let me pull it up. Because I spaced this.
We
one.
caught him off guard.
I caught me off guard, and I
Well, I can do mine.
and I spaced the title. Because
Is this the one where you can't find it or something on Google?
No. That was just it was just the one that I had totally forgot to, when I was writing my list, go back and put the title in, because it's like, oh, that song from whatever, and then you, like as you mentioned, if you've got a Google search, you can find the title. I just didn't go back and put it in.
Gotcha.
So I got it now. If you want me to go
for it.
It is the Peter Gunn theme from Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, yeah.
So again, same thing, instrumental. A lot of people know it. Although that movie is not as synonymous with car culture, the car features prominently, the Bluesmobile, and they decided to wreck every cop car they could find.
Yes.
So there is
From Chicago to Milwaukee.
and tear up a mall with an excellent car chase.
So good.
So it actually does have some car credentials behind the song also, but it's something that is I play very often when I'm in the car. So
Nice. Well,
from the instrumental standpoint, so
I have the perfect one to go with. It's not an instrumental, but it is a song that everyone who's ever driven a car has played in their car while driving, almost certainly at night. It's Sister Christian by Night Ranger. Come on.
Coming next week to the Washington County Fairgrounds.
That's not a joke. They played at the Washington County Fair last year.
All the time.
Yeah, they do. They do all the time.
It's such a joke. But anyways, I mean, come on. How are you going to have a driving playlist not Sister Christian?
You can't.
You can't.
I was
Legally.
hoping someone would say it.
Law of the land. You have to have Sister Christian in your driving playlist. Remember.
Well, I mean, it varies state by state. It's like helmet laws. But just to be safe, I would have it in the car.
Yeah.
Doesn't apply in Michigan.
Have it with, but as soon as you get to Illinois, friend,
That's right.
get that stuff in the stereo.
Pull you over for that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, yeah. This is bizarre. All right. I mean, should we just do a lightning round? Because there's
Okay.
a couple songs in here that I haven't mentioned, and they just have to be at least brought up.
Okay, so I'm cool with the lightning round, but are we going to do still just once around, or is one person going to list off everything that they have left?
Yeah, one person go and just say a little sentence or something about why it's got to be on there.
I'm not even going to do that. I'm just going to do title and artist.
All right.
I'm just going to bang it right through. You ready?
All right, yep.
All right, my lightning round. Turn the Page by Bob Seger. Twin Rocks, Oregon by Sean Mullins. Born to be Wild by Steppenwolf.
Ooh.
Come on. Interstate Love Song from Stone Temple Pilots. Fortunate Son, also by Creedence Clearwater Revival.
course.
And your favorite, Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses.
Oh, God, I hate that song so much.
That was my speed round.
All right, here's mine. Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin.
Mm-hmm.
Graceland by Paul Simon. Night Moves by that one guy. Which guy was it?
Seeger.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Great song.
I get him and the other guy confused. You know, the other one.
Yeah.
Kiss from a Rose by Seal. Come on. Don't tell me, Batman Forever, 90s Kids, come on. You love a little Kiss by the Rose.
True.
Wichita Lineman.
Yes.
Oh.
Sing a Song. Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yes.
Yep.
Tom's Diner. No Role Models by J. Cole. You guys don't know it. Goes to a different school. Out of Touch, Hall & Oates. Why Don't You Get a Job by The Offspring.
Yes.
That song, that's a great song.
Yes.
Kiss This by The Struts. And Digital Dash by Future and Drake.
Nice. Very much more diverse than ours. Than mine, at least. I don't know what Tristan's got.
Yeah. So I have.
This is going to be all over the map.
It is kind of a mess. So I'm going to get all of the same.
The Canadian National Anthem.
The Canadian National Anthem.
I'd rock out to
Jerusalem, the British hymn,
Percy Granger.
the Marine hymn, Anchors Away. Sorry, now we're just never mind. Hold on. No. So I'm gonna try to group these because a couple of them are by the same artist. So
Sure.
I get around Fun, and Dance, Dance, Dance by the Beach Boys. Two of which they felt they needed to repeat them twice.
The chorus.
Homeward Bound Simon and Garfunkel. The Walk of Life, Dire Straits.
Classic.
Take It Easy by the Eagles.
Yeah.
Sunglasses at Night by Corey Hart.
Boo.
Gold by Chet Faker.
I don't know that one.
I'll play it for you. It's kind of, it was almost my choice for the night driving song. Something About Us by
Yes.
Daft Punk.
Classic.
Immortalized
Yes!
by
Little
Disturbed.
hard rock.
By Disturbed. And it would not be complete if we're talking about driving songs without Sonido and El Espacio.
What was that from Forza 2?
Mi cabeza. Yeah, yep.
Forza Motorsport 2. Their
spent
their
hours-
opening menu song.
Hours digitally driving to that song.
Oh, God, that song
I
is
took
so
a digital
wild.
road trip with
That's a
that
good
song.
way to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh, going far back for that one.
Yeah, that was a stretch. Nice job.
funny. No, it was 3. Forza 3.
Yes.
Either way, digging deep.
Yep.
It's so happy.
My key takeaway from this episode is that the three of us are incredibly old souls.
Yeah.
Or just old.
We have to blame our
No.
fathers for that. I
No,
think.
we're not old. We're 30. Almost.
old.
Oh, you hit 30 now.
I'm 30 now.
Yeah.
You hit 30 now. So we're 30, going on about 60 by
Yeah.
our music
Oh.
choices.
Yeah,
Although-
I do blame my whole family, especially with the Eagles. My mom is is definitely not a small contributor to that. She's
Right.
a significant contributor to the Eagles in particular. So,
But I will say, I don't know if it's the rose-tinted glasses, but when I think about songs that came from the 90s and especially the early 2000s, there's not a lot of driving music that really hits me from either of those two eras. I mean, maybe "Drive" by Incubus is the one song
Good
that
song.
we didn't. It's
That could be a
song.
good. That could be a good chill song.
yeah. I mean, I think part of it has to do with what is the presence of car culture in the overall culture when things are being written, and we talk about what's the dark ages for American cars.
Yeah.
The 90s and early 2000s, especially.
really good point.
I mean, there's some gas crisis stuff in the 70s that was kind of weird, but what does nobody really like? 90s cars for the most part.
True.
And I think that's indicative of maybe why there was no good music to drive to, because there was nothing good to drive. So
I'd be interested in hearing from anyone who thinks, not anyone who thinks, anyone who can give us some classic driving songs from those 2 decades, because there are songs that I really like out of both of those, but none of them really strike me as songs that I would drive to, or songs.
yeah, there's music that I'd sing to in a bar, or listen to at home, whatever, but nothing I'd preferentially play in my car.
Right.
Yeah, it's
And that's, I mean, we're talking about 20 plus years of music. Obviously, there's no slim selection there.
There's got to
Right.
be something, but nothing made our list.
Yeah, no need to submit anything by Nirvana, because Nirvana's garbage.
or any
Fight me.
or any country.
I would accept some country.
There's one country song I would accept.
I would accept country up until the song "I Have Friends in Low Places" was released. Anything after that is not necessary.
Okay.
Anything after...
Does it up to and including?
And including, clearly including.
Yes.
Okay.
That song is awesome.
Because although it kicked off some troublesome times, that's a good song.
It's a good song. Yeah, it's a good song.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, submit. Yeah, let us know, folks. What's your favorite driving songs? Where are we at time-wise? Are we about ready to wrap this up?
53.
All right, this is a little bit shorter than normal, but
Which is fine.
We've been going on a bit lately.
Yeah, we'll give 'em a break.
So we owe our listeners some time. Give them some of their lives back.
That's right.
that's right. So, well, then let's wrap up with some thank yous, guys. Who are we what are we thanking before we sign off?
I just gotta thank Spotify, because now all you need to do is just search a name and you have basically all the music you could ever want at your fingertips in a new and different way. It's amazing.
And they're also streaming us too.
Yeah,
finally,
that's
So
right.
We've been saying it since we started this, but now we're not lying.
We'll say because we were told a half truth by our lovely folks at Anchor, where they said it is available on Spotify, but Spotify had not approved it and posted it yet. But I did get the email just this evening that it is now actually searchable on Spotify, and you'll actually find us there.
Right, yeah, that's the thing. And
So thank you for your approval, Spotify.
well, the other piece of that is actually on Spotify's part, where if you subscribe to a podcast on Apple Podcasts, it will aggregate that from Apple Podcasts to Spotify.
Yes.
If you don't have it on specifically Apple Podcasts, it doesn't do that. So
Yeah, you won't be able to search for it unless it's actually hosted on Spotify.
Oh, that's in the past, because you can find us on Spotify.
Now we're there.
Woo!
Yep.
Nice. So thanks, Spotify.
The glow up is real.
Thank you, Tristan. Who are you thanking?
I would like to thank Wi-Fi.
Ooh.
In general.
And LTE.
And LTE. But it has to be Wi-Fi, because what it boils down to is Wi-Fi is what allows it to get to my computer.
Very true.
And while I was sitting at the car dealership yesterday for an hour, I'm waiting on my scheduled maintenance. That's when I did a lot of research for this episode, and I was only available to me via the free Wi-Fi at Wild Subaru.
Shouts out.
Fair enough.
What about you? Did you thank someone?
I haven't thanked anybody yet. I want to thank the two of you.
Ugh.
Because neither of you submitted for this list any song from Bruce Springsteen. And I appreciate that.
Fair.
That's a really good point. Don't submit Bruce Springsteen.
Please, yeah, you can leave Bruce Springsteen out of your submissions, folks.
You know, that is, now that you point it out, is that weird?
No, because he's overrated.
I totally agree with that. Tristan?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's surprising that we all agree on that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, on that note.
On that note, as always, we also want to thank you, the listeners. If you do want to submit anything but, Bruce Springsteen or country post Friends in Low Places. Or Nirvana, sorry. You can do so via the socials. So we're on Facebook at Check Engine Podcast. Like us. If you don't like us, at least share us, because you might know someone who likes us. By the way, we've got another big jump in likes. I think the last podcast we were talking about how excited we were for 125. We're way up over 130 now. Seems like peanuts to other people, but for the podcast that started out with literally nothing, every single one of these counts. So thank you so much.
It's everything to us.
Started out with an Amazon microphone and our families liking us on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Check Engine Podcast on Facebook, Twitter at Check Engine Pod, same with Instagram at Check Engine Pod. Follow us on both of those. If you're listening, you could be listening through one of many different streaming services. You can find us on Google Play, Apple Podcast, Spotify for real now.
Yeah.
Overcast.
We're no longer low-key accidentally lying to you.
Overcast, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, Castbox, and then the former newest one is Breaker.audio.
Yep.
So thanks to all of you guys for carrying our podcast. Thanks to all of you for listening. Please reach out and comment. We can't wait to hear from you, and we cannot wait to talk to you again. Take care.
Right.